talking about basketball. The first Tuesday in December every year is World Trickshot Day. Now, if you're into this sort of thing, I've already been sent a video. There is loads of great videos online on YouTube and other sites of trick shots, and some of them are amazing. And this came from the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters, who ask enthusiasts across the world to show off their most impressive trick shots. And they're exactly what they sound like on the tin. They are something that looks incredible to pull off. They might be something that's used in the actual game, but they might just be something you do for fun. And there's a whole world around trick shots as well. So we thought we would get a bit of an expert on from our neck of the woods. Wolverhampton's Orlan Jackman, a.k.a. OJ, who was part of the England 3x3 gold medal winning Commonwealth Games teams, plays for City of Birmingham Rockets. Hi, OJ, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm really, really well. It's lovely to have you on. I was saying to the listeners, it's like it's meant to be, because I had a guest in the studio yesterday on a completely unrelated topic, but they mentioned they used to play basketball. Then someone sent me a trick shot out of the blue, and we thought the universe is saying we've got to talk about this today. And then it turns out it's World Trickshot Day.
Sometimes it just comes together perfectly.
Tell us about your career. When did you start playing basketball?
So I started playing basketball about 14 years old in Hackney in London, is where I grew up. Played for England under 18s. Then I went to America, LA for high school, Oklahoma for university. Played professionally in Germany and Portugal. And I played for Team England in the Commonwealth Games, I guess 5 years ago in Australia, and last year in Birmingham.
Amazing. I mean, do you have to go to America, really? Or is that changing? Because obviously basketball is a really fast-growing sport here in the UK.
Yeah, it's the fastest growing sport in the world. And you don't have to go to America. There's great leagues in this country called the British Basketball League. There's great leagues in Europe called the Euro League. Like I said earlier, you don't have to go to America, but at the time, I really wanted to go to America, and that's where I went.
How did you end up in Wolverhampton?
Being close to my son. My son lives in Wolverhampton with his mother, and I chose to be close to them.
And you play for City of Birmingham Rockets. What's that like?
It's very professional setup. I like the setup there. The people in charge, very nice people, and I get to play the sport I love with people I care about.
Well, that's a beautiful thing. How tall are you, OJ, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 6'7".
Okay, so that's fairly tall. And I mean, it is pretty much a requirement, isn't it? I mean, not every... who's the shortest basketball player you've ever played with?
The shortest basketball player I've ever played with was a guy in America. His name is Steve, and he was 5'5".
Whoa! He's not much taller than me, and I'm really short. So, I mean, what did he have, though, to compensate?
He had lightning-fast reactions, and he was faster than the speed of light.
Wow! So it can be done, but it's just a little bit rarer, right? If you're not, kind of statuesque.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
So talk to us about trick shots, because this is almost like it's a whole other universe on its own, isn't it?
So there's guys who try and perfect trick shots. So that's long-range shots, impossible angle shots, shots blindfolded. There's all kinds of shots that people could take and make to become a trick shot king or queen.
Have you got a particular one that is your little calling card?
Yeah, so my trick shot is I stand on the halfway line, I turn my back to the basket and throw the ball over my head, and I reckon out of 10, I could probably make 11.
So every single time plus you're getting it in, even... surely not.
Yeah, it's my trick shot. It's my party gift, but normally we don't have parties in a basketball court, so not many people get to see it.
Yeah, well, that is seriously, because people film themselves doing it, right? And a lot of famous basketball players, they put it out online. But it's not like you get to do that in the course of any kind of competition, is it? Because you're quite busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, so to line up your trick shot, it probably takes a lot of time, and you've got to account for the wind and the ball pressure and all kinds of stuff. But in a real game, you're actually being defended by the opposite team, so you don't have that much time to try and make your trick shot. You just want to shoot the easiest shot possible.
Yeah, so it is a sort of slightly separate thing. But are you basically, if you haven't got a trick shot, you're not really... You're not proper, are you, really? Is that... or do some people avoid it deliberately?
Purists don't like trick shots, but basketball's entertaining, so people like to come up with new ways of scoring and new ways of getting points on the board.
What's a finger roll? I mean, obviously, I'm imagining it's just the ball rolling on your finger, but is that it, or is it more complicated than that?
It's exactly how you said it. It's a layup, and the ball just rolls off your fingers into the hoop.
And what about a turnover?
A turnover, we don't like turnovers. A turnover is when you give the ball to the other team.
Oh, fine. Okay, so that's not a trick shot. That's just something you really don't want to do. What's the trick shot you most covet, that you'd most love to have as your own?
So the trick shot that I do pretty often in games, actually, is a very high finger roll. So I will run towards the basket, let the ball roll off my fingers, but the ball goes incredibly high and then just drops into the basket.
Wow. Because you're 6'7", if your arm's up high with the ball on, that's another... however much. So that is really high up. I'm loving it. I'm going to have to go and see. Have you got any of these videos online? Can I go and see them?
Yeah, I've got them. I've got one of my finger rolls on my Instagram, I believe. Yeah, I think it's on my Instagram.
Orlan Jackman. Search for that if you want to go and have a look. I love it. And congratulations on your gold medal, because that's amazing. I mean, that must have been quite a moment. And we're hearing that the Commonwealth Games might not go ahead 2026 because Gold Coast have pulled out. That's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys just told me before the call, it is a shame, but it looks like I'll be a champion forever then.
Yeah, well, that is a very good point, actually. And maybe someone will step in and, maybe someone will step in for the 2032 as well. But that's where we're at the moment. Thank you so much for joining us. Lovely to speak to you, Orlan.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Orlan Jackman in Wolverhampton, a.k.a. OJ, part of the England 3x3 gold medal winning Commonwealth Games basketball team. And I'm going to go and find that now.